have on his team. Got Adrian with me. Now, he's going to say you live and work in the same environment.
Yeah, look, I think it's some of the great advice that I was given when I was contemplating a transition away from corporate into real estate. I was lucky enough to have some really great mates. One of those guys was Paul White, right from the Ray White family. We had spent a lot of time yacht racing together. We did 10 Sydney to Hobarts together, and
how good is that?
Oh, look, great! What a great experience. But often, at those 2 o'clock in the morning, freezing cold on the rail, bashing your way to Hobart, and Whitey was one of those guys that just was at me all the time. You should do it. You go, when you transition, stop doing this corporate stuff, get into real estate. You'll love it. You'll be great at it. And it never left me. And when I did decide it was time for me to transition, I spoke to Whitey, and that was one of the little pieces of advice that he gave, amongst other things that were fabulous. But the one that really stuck with me, and really was the catalyst ultimately. If I had to say what's the catalyst for, our brand and Reed & Co. in the last 6 years and $1 billion worth of sales, like one of the things was that conversation and was that advice. And it was live and work in the same...
bring you back to Noosa, because that's where you were from.
Look, live and work in the same place. And ultimately, when I asked the question of my wife, I'm like, where do you want to live? And she's like, well, I don't want to live here. We're living in Coopera at the time. She said, well, why don't we move home? And that was it, so we came home. And I think there's that for me then means that you're immersed in the community. You are living and working in the same environment. And there's a few things. You become hyper efficient with how you track around your area, but you are highly engaged and passionate about what you're selling. And I think that just makes it so genuine, so so engaging, and you can provide a great sense of service.
Great advice. Cheers.